Jess and we're back in the vegan kitchen today and we're going to be making an innovative, modern, vegan quiche. So why is this quiche so different? Well, I'm going to tell you it has the wow factor. We're going to show you how to make a quiche today that doesn't look anything like a quiche. So this is something that you can make for your friends and family back home and have that wow factor when you put this on the table and you slice into it. So what are the elements in this quiche? Well, we're actually going to be utilizing a product called Gloria. So what Gloria is it's going to replace the eggs in our quiche. This product also works fantastic for things like omelets and scrambled eggs as well. So it is an analog type product. So we're going to be using that, but we're going to be adding some great flavors and colors and having like a striped zebra effect inside our quiche. In addition to that, we're going to make this quiche look like a pastry. Yes, we're going to make this quiche look like a pastry. Think of a lemon meringue tart, but instead of a white lemon top, we're actually going to be using beet juice. So I've used beet juice. So we're going to be making this savory. We're going to whip this up into a beautiful cloud, and we're going to be putting this on top of our cooked quiche. So when we cut into it, we're going to have a rainbow of colors, and it's going to have that wow factor. So first up, we want to make our quiche sauce. So that's what's going inside our quiche. So to start off with that, as mentioned, we're going to be using our Gloria powder, and our sample sizes come in a 60-gram pack. So we're going to use that entire pack. I also have here some plant milk. And to our plant milk, we're going to add our Gloria. Now you're going to notice as soon as you put that Gloria powdered, not egg mix, into your plant milk, it's going to have an eggy smell. But don't worry if that's a little bit offensive to you, because as soon as we cook it, that's going to go away. The reason that it has that flavor is it's using a special salt which comes from India called Kali Namak. And that's a salt that's been used for hundreds of years in Ayurvedic cooking, and it's actually great for your digestion, and it actually just adds in a savory flavor. So a lot of that smell is going to go away in the cooking process. So to our Gloria and our plant milk, I'm going to add also some melted margarine. That's going to add kind of like a nice fatty, creamy texture. And then I've also got a little bit of cornstarch as well, just for a little bit of extra structure. So we're just going to quickly blend all of these ingredients together, and that's going to be like our base for our quiche sauce. Oh, it smells eggy in here. Okay, so we're going to be making, as I mentioned, kind of like a zebra effect in our quiche today. And to do that, we're going to have two components. So we're going to be using some sun-dried tomatoes, which I've pureed into a paste. You could also even just use tomato paste. So that's going to be kind of like a red color. And then the other color that we're going to have is green. And the green I'm going to be using is going to be made out of a pesto. And this is a great way to use up your leftover ingredients in your fridge. I actually had some parsley left over in the fridge, which I'm using for my pesto. But you can also use, a great little tip is carrot tops, beet tops. You can even use spinach for that. I'm just going to put this into my food processor. And to that, I have a little bit of garlic powder, some nutritional yeast, and any kind of nuts that you have on hand, or you can completely not use these. I've got some almonds because we're here on the island of Majorca, so we have lots of almonds here. And I'm also going to be adding a little bit of olive oil. So just enough to kind of bring everything together. So you want to give that a bit of a try, make sure you've got enough salt and pepper. That's great, so I'm ready to use that. Okay, now we have our pesto all ready to go. I'm going to take my base quiche sauce and just divide it into two containers. So we just want to kind of roughly do that. And then basically you just want to add as much pesto as you like. And that's going to give it that beautiful green color. And then I have my tomato, so sun-dried tomato, and then you can add as much or as little as you like. Or like I said, you could use tomato paste if you wanted to. And then we're going to blend those up. Okay, so now our quiche sauce is done. I've just preheated my oven and I'm using some pastry today. You can use a short crust pastry or a puff pastry, store-bought or make your own. We actually make this one in our pastry classes, so I'm using a puff pastry today. So you just want to unroll your puff pastry and you always want to make sure that it's nice and cold, so always keep it really chilled. I've got my pie tray here. So I always like to, just for some reassurance so it doesn't stick, just put a tiny bit of oil in there. Okay, I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to make sure that we have some extra on the edge. Okay. Okay, so now we have a nice big circle. We just want to gently pop it into our pie tin. Make sure it gets into the corners. You can even take a little bit of your pastry dough, just roll it in a ball and use that to get it into the corners if you've got long nails. And you just want to go all the way around until you've got it all into the corners, and then we can move on to the next part. Okay, so now we have it in our form. We want to trim the edge about 1 inch or 1.5 centimeters sort of thing on the edge. So I just like to use a pair of scissors and just trim that all the way around. Okay, so next what we want to do is want to fold over our pastry and line it up with the edge. Okay, so now we have our pastry all ready to go. We're going to alternate our different colors. So you can do this starting from the center, or you can kind of put a little bit everywhere. It's totally up to you. So we're almost done here, and as you can see, I'm just continuing to alternate and just kind of giving it a bit of a jiggle, a bit of a tap. So I'm putting like a couple of spoons into the circle. Alright, now to bake. Okay, so we've taken our quiche out of the oven. Look at it, doesn't it look amazing? Look at all those beautiful colors. So, I did mention that we were going to trick everyone at the table because we're going to be putting a meringue on top, but this isn't any meringue, we're making a savory meringue because we're using beetroot. So I made some beetroot juice earlier. I'm just going to put that straight into my stand mixer, or you can use a hand mixer if you like. And what we're going to be using to foam this is our product called Paniseg. So Paniseg is an egg replacer, and one of the functions that it does is foaming. So when you use it for foaming, you want to use it right away. So I'm going to just sprinkle it straight into my beetroot juice, and I'm just going to give that a bit of a whisk so it's dispersed. Alright, so I've just popped this into my stand mixer. We're going to whip this guy up. So I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. Alright, so our beetroot meringue's done, but we're going to make this a little bit more savory. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and I have here some smoked paprika. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there as well, and I'm just going to mix this up. broil it just on kind of like a low heat, so we can get it nice and set. So there you have it, guys. We have our amazing quiche. It's a bit psychedelic looking, isn't it? Look at those beautiful stripes. We have our beetroot savory meringue on top, and with that pesto and tomato. So there you go, something to try at home. Get creative in the kitchen during this downtime and do something a little bit out of the ordinary.